What's going on, everyone? It's a holiday miracle, right? You know, Scrooge, when he wakes up on Christmas Day and he was visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Well, last night, I was visited by the ghosts of comic books past, present, and future, and they were all moving differently. They were all doing business differently. And I'm here to announce first, my apologies to one Eric D. July and the Ripperverse, because I believe that this chicken war has gone on long enough. I think it's dumb. I think it's lame. I think it's been played out. And while I did participate in it at first, because it was funny for a whole 5 minutes and a cup of coffee, it got old really quick. I made my one or two videos criticizing Eric because it was funny to do. But after that, if you notice on my channel, we really don't discuss Eric at all, right? Other than he's made a lot of money. And he has. He's made a lot of money. And he's made a lot of strides in this business. He's gained a lot of ground. He's turned a lot of heads. He's built a very successful multi-million-dollar business. He's gotten other collaborators involved, like Yellow Flash, like Drunk 3PO. Possibly he could have had Razor Fist. And who knows who else is on the docket? Who else is going to help Eric form Voltron? Can I be the head? Here's the thing. After my recent interactions, not with just a group of detractors, but just my recent interactions with Comicsgate as a whole, whether you are old CG, new CG, core CG, CG adjacent, anti-CG, kiss my ass CG, trademark CG, whatever it is the fuck you call it, I'm not part of any of it. I never have been. Just like I'm not part of the of Ripperverse. And I never have been. I am part of Nyobicomics. Okay, that's the only brand that matters to me. That and what my friends do, my close friends. Outside of that, almost every other comic on the shelf is my competition. But we don't have to slice each other's heads off to be competition, do we? We don't have to do 2,000 trash casts to bash on one man in the name of competition, do we? We don't have to sit there and slander and make up shit every fucking day and EFAP little trolls and hobbits that don't matter, do we? I don't. I don't need to do that at all. What I can do is give the man respect, finally, because he deserves it. He does. I can see Sturgis and Larry, the other Larry, turning their heads and going, what the fuck? We don't want you with us. And that's fine. I don't have to be with you either, right? But I will say that I'm kind of sick and tired of the bashing on Eric July. I think it's dumb. I think it's played out. I gave a big speech the other night on someone else's channel about how this has just gone to the point of lunacy. Lunacy, okay? Do I agree with everything Eric does in comics? No, I'm not a big fan of all the assets that he uses and 6 fingers on a hand. And there's all the litany of things that we can go through on the list. But at the same time, he will learn. He will learn. He's got some good people in his ear. Okay, you can't give enough credit to a guy like Chuck Dixon, who was writing Batman in his heyday. Joe Bennett. I mean, come on, man. He's got some talent working with him, aside him. And he's going to continue to make comics. Some things are going to be a hit. Some things not so much. It's just like me, just like EVS, just like anyone else. Not everything you're going to do is going to be a banger. Okay? Not everything you do, though, is going to be a failure either. Okay? Some things are going to be average. Some things are going to be great. Some things are going to be less than par. That's just the way comic books work. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if you are spending your days and your live streams and your every waking moments on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever it is you're attacking this man, for why? For my clicks, so you can get $5 in super chats, so that you can get an extra 2 people watching your videos to make yourself feel like a big fat neckbeard man. What the hell is wrong with you? Right? There's one thing about having a little internet beef, a little tit for tat, a little sparring sessions, but to keep it ongoing for 2 years because that's how you make your money. That says a lot about your integrity, right? That says a lot about the class of person you are, that you need to constantly, and I mean constantly, badger this man because it makes you an extra $20 a week. You've sold your soul for pennies on the dollar so that you can attack another man and his business for what you think is profitable gain, but at what cost? It's like the cost of your soul. You know, this is comic books, right? And we really need to clean up the comic book space in 2025. And I mean that. We need to clean it up, right? We need to get rid of the people who are constantly attacking this man. We need to get rid of the people who just stir the pot for the sake of stirring the pot. And who am I talking about? Who are these people? Well, I'm going to be flat out honest. These people are Comicsgate and what they call New Comicsgate, NUCG. These people are like scavengers, right? Dirt bags, right? The low lifes of society who think that bagging on Eric and his supporters is somehow helping the comic book industry, that somehow they are doing some righteousness good in the world. You're not. You're not helping comics. You're not being the hero. You are indeed the villain. And all the villains need to be stopped, right? They need to be stopped. If we want comic books to survive in 2025, the constant chicken war, and I just don't mean with Ethan and Eric. I mean, whatever stupid beasts have been ongoing long past their expiration date, all need to die. Okay? Everyone needs to buckle up because it's going to be a hell of a ride in 2025. You need to buckle up and you need to get down to business and you need to show, not fucking gab. Okay? Not flab your mouse. Okay? Flapping your mouse to the wind. You need to show that you are worthy of being in this spot, that you are worthy of being on the card, being on the roster of independent comic book creators, because quality is going to matter. Integrity is going to matter. How you carry yourself professionally is going to matter in 2025, especially if you have any hopes of going beyond your limited circle of crowdfunding. If you do hope to be published, you're going to have to move a little differently like Eric July. If you hope to grow your fan base, you're going to have to stop the chicken wars because people are getting tired of it, right? You're going to have to stop, being the brand and let your comic book be the brand. Let the work speak for itself. Let everything out on the shelf, right? I would advise all comic book creators to do your best to get with a publisher or get with Diamond and put out the book yourself, but get it out in comic book shelves, right? That's where the real competition happens in comic books. Sure, you can compare crowdfunding numbers, but at the end of the day, most people that buy comics don't really know your comic book. If it's on Indiegogo or Kickstarter, they just don't know unless if you're Lady Death. They have no clue. They don't even know what crowdfunding is, right? So if you want to actually make it in comic books and have your comic book become part of pop culture, you need to get in the shops because that is where the opportunities happen. Once you're in shops and you start getting convention invites, your book starts gaining ground, your name starts getting ground, you start getting invited to events, to free signings, to all this sorts of stuff. That is how people notice you. That is how a possible video game deal comes down the road, a possible TV deal, or a movie deal, or a toy line deal. Okay, that is how you start expanding into other medium. But if you're just trapped in the crowdfunding world and you're relying on a frog to get you by and get you funded so that you can pay your next month's bills, then you're sort of in trouble and you're missing the whole point of what the comic book industry is all about. Now, I would advise to Eric that he does, or he should get with a publisher, with Diamond, and get Isom out, get Yaira out, get Alpha Core out onto shelves. He'd probably do fairly well. And that doesn't mean he has to stop doing what he's doing now, because you can do both. And every time I give this speech, they always think it's one or the other. Yeah, you shouldn't crowdfund. Just get published. And if you do that, you'll make pennies on the dollar. But I make more money with my crowdfunding. Sure you do. We all do. I do Kickstarter. I make my money there. The work is bought and paid for. Then I go and have it published. And then I get extra money for work that I've already done. It's the gift that keeps on giving, folks. And speaking on keep on giving, have a good Christmas. Stay tuned for Stellar Blade later tonight. At the time of this recording, we are now at 9 p.m., December 24th. I'll be live in a few hours to do Stellar Blade. We had a great stream the other night. Hope you enjoyed it. But I just want to say this to Eric July. I got no problems with you, man. You know, we had a chuckle, at your expense for about 5 minutes. And even that was probably wrong. I mean, there's no reason for us to do that other than, to step on the shoulders of someone else. It's the crabs in the bucket mentality, right? And I think the fact that Van Sciver and crew and his minions, and he does have minions. They're like the little yellow guys, from the movies. Just like I have minions. We all have minions, right? I would play the clip, but I can't find it right now. Where supposedly I have minions willing to gang jump victims at my beck and call. That was a good one. But the bottom line is, it's competition. That's why people act the way they act. That's why they act so fucking stupid, right? I prefer to play the long game. I prefer to keep on going with the Kickstarters, with the eBay, with the Shopify store. Okay. I had 3 sales through Drive-Thru Comics. That's our digital storefront. We're not getting rich off of that either. But when you add all these things in conjunction, it can give you some extra money. And extra money is always great during the holidays. So this is it, man. So if you're detracting on Eric July, if you're hating on Eric July, it's okay. You want to give the man some criticism? Go ahead and make one video. Get it all out there and then move on. But to constantly do 8-hour live streams with the same 6 or 7 people for the 6 or 7 people is just dumb. It's dumb. It's passé. It's expired. It's 2025 now, and I plan to move differently. Maybe me and Eric will never see eye to eye. Maybe we'll never collab, and I'm not asking for that. I don't want that. Okay, I'm just saying that I think the chicken war is dumb. It should end. Van Sciver should move on. His followers should move on. Eric's followers should also move on. Okay, because they're not helping either. When they're constantly trying to defend Eric by attacking everything that someone says about Eric, all you're doing is keeping the fire stoked. Okay, you're just throwing more logs on the fire instead of letting it burn out. Sometimes, and trust me, this is the hardest lesson I had to learn in 2024, and I'm still learning it because my face still stings. But sometimes you do have to just turn the other cheek, man. This is LP. Check out Nyobi out on comic book shops now. Savage Sin coming soon. And now stay tuned from a word from our sponsor, me. Happy holidays. And just who is the sponsor of today's video? Well, it's me, Austin. It's been me all along. And guys, I just want to quickly point out that I too am a comic book creator. I just don't speak it. I produce it, right? It's like put your money where your mouth is. We do that each and every time we have a release. I've been doing this now for a decade. We're published. We're in comic book shops, and we're on eBay. So if you ever want to check out Nyobi and you haven't yet, one of the best ways to do that is to come by our eBay store. Take a little scroll through here. If you type in Nyobicomics, you'll find it. Of course, link will be in the description of the video. I have all kinds of great back issues and hard to find variants here from artists that you know and love, like Jamie Tyndall, Elsie Frita, Steph Wilson, Paul Green, John Stinsman of Evangeline fame, Keith Garvey, and so many more, guys. If you're missing out on some Nyobi back issues, if you're looking for that hard to find variant, chances are you're going to find the best deal right here on eBay, and chances are you're going to find that deal directly through me. And as always, if you do order a book from me, I'll throw in a little extra goodies in there, little tchotchke package of stickers and bookmarks and cards. Oh my. You'll have all that. Plus, you can have your book signed or unsigned. That is up to you. And keep an eye on this page because I do update it fairly frequently with new items all the time. As something sells, I will put it back up. So, guys, today's sponsor, Nyobicomics, the eBay store. Come check it out.